This is the Canberra Weekend on 2CC.
You're with Joe Prevedello through until noon today. Now, there's so much happening around the world at the moment, but now we're going to check in on what's happening in Ukraine. And joining us on the phone to do that is Kateryna, Argyrou, the chair of the Australian Federation of Ukrainian Organisations. Hello, Kateryna.
Hi, it's Kateryna. Hi, Joe.
Kateryna, how are you?
Good.
Thank you for taking the time to jump on the phone with us today. Now, you've just come back from the Ukraine. How are things going over there at the moment?
Yes, thank you for taking an interest in this. I certainly did just come back from Ukraine. I spent 2 weeks there visiting my family,
Yes.
a mother that's recovering after experiencing a Russian missile strike that hit the building right next to hers, and her windows blew out, her bedroom door. She was injured, sustained a head injury, so that was quite difficult to see my mom in that state. Her apartment building that's in the middle of Kiev, currently because of Russia's intensified attacks on Ukraine's energy infrastructure that's deliberately designed to inflict maximum human suffering. We have seen entire cities plunge into darkness, and Kiev is one of them. My mom's apartment building was without electricity and light for days at a time, no running water, and this is all during freezing conditions while temperatures outside plunged to negative 20 degrees Celsius.
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously really trying, things that people have to deal with at the moment. But how are people's spirits over there?
Well, to be honest, I'm actually quite surprised at the spirits. People are, on the one hand, exhausted from daily missile and drone attacks, forcing them into bomb shelters, forcing them to wake up in the middle of the night and find some place of safety and refuge. But at the same time, people wake up every single day despite the disrupted sleep. They are focused on getting to work the next day. They are focused on trying to lead a normal life despite daily missile and drone attacks and being in survival mode. Considering that there are freezing conditions outside, and usually when people wake up, it's dark, they go to work, and when they come home, it's already dark. Because of winter, it gets dark at about 4 p.m. there.
Yeah.
So it's just this bleak picture outside, but people are trying to maintain their spirits and survive every single day.
How would you say everyone there is dealing with the reality that they don't know when the conflict might end?
Well, they're trying to live one day at a time. There's absolutely no ability to plan your next day, your week, your life in general. It's constant survival mode, which is obviously having a huge impact on mental health. But people are sticking together. You know, my mom's apartment building didn't have electricity for a couple of days, so people are trying to make do what they have. They gathered outside. They created a large bonfire. They started cooking food on the fire to help each other and their neighbors. People brought down everything that they possibly could from their apartments, despite how high up and what floor they live on. Refrigerators can't keep things cool because there's obviously no electricity. There's no running water at times. But people are trying to maintain this sense of unity and to support one another, trying to let animals into shops and shopping malls just to keep them warm so they survive, because there are lots of, homeless and stray dogs and stray cats. So you've got this sense of community of everyone trying to look out for one another, which I noticed when I was there.
Look, it's a situation that we all need to keep in our minds and keep remembering. I guess if, there's some small good news, if you can call it that. You say you've welcomed the federal government's announcement of a further $10 million to the Ukraine Energy Support Fund. What impact's that going to have?
Yes, thank you for highlighting that. That was something that the Australian Federation of Ukrainian Organisations called out publicly, asking the Albanese government to provide a donation to Ukraine's Energy Support Fund. We're very pleased that the Australian government has provided that $10 million. It follows another 17 countries that have recently announced aid for Ukraine in terms of its energy needs. There is a huge need for generators right now because because there are such major power outages and power cuts, local businesses, individual apartment buildings, homes are currently run, basically a huge chunk of the country is being run on generators. So we welcome that announcement from the Australian government that will go towards supporting Ukraine's energy needs. And we as a community have also launched a fundraiser called Warmth for Ukraine through a charity called Future Ukraine, where tax deductible donations can be made. And we are also raising money for generators to help Ukrainians survive this really cold and harsh winter.
Okay. So if people would like to go to donate, they can go to the Australian Federation of Ukrainian Organisations website and they'll find the details about that Warmth for Ukraine fundraiser.
That's right. You can either go to AFUO.org.au or you can go to futureukraine.org.au, and that fundraiser is something that we will be launching across all of Australia, and we really hope to receive that support so we can help everyday Ukrainians survive.
All right, Kateryna. Well, look, thank you for joining us on the phone. All the best to you and to your family and everybody else over there. It's important that we keep everybody in mind that it's still quite a dire situation, and that we need to do what we can here to keep supporting the Ukrainian people.
Thank you so much, Joe, for the opportunity, and thank you to Australia and Australians for standing with Ukraine. It means the world to us.
No trouble. Thanks for joining us today. That's Kateryna Argyrou, the chair of the Australian Federation of Ukrainian Organisations. We'll take another break on 2CC.